This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
It just takes some time. Baconsale is in the middle of this fight. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be all right.
Yeah. Wow.
I just figured we'd start off with some boom today.
Right before we start, I'm like, I need some energy for this show. And there we go.
Yes, welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And Jacob. Are you sure you're not Jimmy?
Not today.
Not today.
Not today, Junior. What's that from? It doesn't matter. Anyway, thank you for listening to our last show, our book to movie adaptations.
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was a fun episode with Drew. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Drew. And we got some feedback from people that I'd like to read, including April Baker, who said, my niece just told me she has to read To Kill a Mockingbird. I told her you guys said she can just watch the movie.
Oh, no.
That's amazing. That's the best thing I've ever heard. Baconsale helps again.
Yeah.
Strikes again.
And then Stephen Ross actually said, when my son was 8, he loved Jurassic Park and found out there was a book. I read it to him after consulting Dr. Matt Woolley at FantasyCon. Father and son and a good book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, I was like, oh, look at that.
Huh.
So we didn't bring them together, but Dr. Matt did, and he's part of this show.
We basically endorse him. So
Thanks, Dr. Matt.
We do. And then we also have Stephen Hamilton, who said, guys, this is a top 3 episode. Well done.
Wow.
High praise from Stephen Hamilton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
He's only heard 3 episodes, but still.
He's only
we'll
heard
take
2.
it.
It's only 2.
Yeah, it's only 2. Still room for one
We're
more.
glad you enjoyed your second episode, Steve.
And we have a new patron.
Nice.
New patron, Nate Peterson.
Oh, Nate Peterson
Is joining us
Awesome.
As a patron. Thank you, Nate,
Thanks,
for being
Nate.
a patron. He's going to have access to a bunch of different extra content. Our show here on Baconsale, it's always going to be free. We're going to keep this one free.
Right.
But we do offer extra Bacon bits, as we call them.
We just did an earthquake and bit.
We did.
Yes.
We're calling it an earthquake and bit.
Yeah.
And we put behind the scenes on there. You get to see video reviews. It's a little extra. If you want a little more Baconsale, for the price of a 10-piece crispy chicken nuggets from Wendy's a month, you can get extra content from Baconsale. And then if you upgrade more, you get even more content as you go up.
There's some cool content. You never know what we're going to discuss. For instance, during a break just now, I just asked Kent what his favorite show was on TV.
Don't worry about it.
And he started
Let's
talking
move
about
on.
The Bachelor.
Let's move on.
He did.
Which we're going to have to do a Bacon bit on now, too. He didn't say it was his favorite show.
I could actually review the
but
whole season.
It was interesting how that's the first thing you brought up.
Yeah.
though.
It is. That is. But that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Jacob?
Today it's time to decide who is the official Baconsale winner of our March Madness. Someone's got to do it. Bracket for the alternative 2000s.
Too soon.
It's not.
So we always do a March Madness show in this season for obvious reasons.
Because we've heard that sports people do a bracket in March.
Right. Yeah, last year we did a sports type thing where we talked about
did.
sports movies.
We did.
We've done this the last few years.
And
haven't
then, so we came back to music this year thinking, okay, it's going to be really relevant to the time when they have March.
we? Is it more relevant
Sadness.
now, though? Because
Well, people want it more.
I say that's a good argument for why it's more relevant. But this
Yeah.
is the second half of our 2000s alternative.
There will be a winner,
rock alternative? What
Alt-rock.
Alt-rock.
plus some pop. Don't worry about it.
It's a loose adaptation.
It is loose. And
Yes.
there's definitely some missing people in here.
Well, sure, but you know.
yeah.
But also, we should clarify that, we do say that this is, we base our decisions because it's a bracket with 3 votes and majority goes on, but it is 33% performance, 33% impact, and 34% personal taste.
Yes.
As the bracket gets closer and closer to the end, the personal taste definitely becomes the heavy hitter there because we've already discussed the facts. I can talk to him blue in the face about how this band had more record album sales than the other one.
Sure.
But if we all like the other one more, it's probably going to move on.
Now, in advance, we are sorry. Are we sorry? I'm never sorry, but I like to say sorry when I don't mean it. But we know you'll be upset.
Finally admitted it.
We know. Yeah. Put that on a poster somewhere.
Really?
We know you'll be upset. I'll say it that way. So excuse us for that, but there can be only one winner.
There can be only one.
Thank you. I was hoping that would happen.
Yeah.
So let's find out who this winner will be.
Can't they just all be winners?
No.
No.
Especially not the first one.
No.
All right, gentlemen. And can I clarify too, listener, we were just discussing off air that all 3 of us do not have a winner chosen in our hearts. We do not know who's going to win this.
I have a favorite band, but I know they won't go far, so no winner for me yet.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
Let's do this.
First matchup is none other than Nickelback
From Hannah, Alberta, Canada.
versus Good Charlotte.
From Waldorf, Maryland.
These are the facts that you're giving
At the beginning.
I feel like
We already mentioned their singles last time. So
we
we'll
had
do
singles.
something
We
else.
talked about album sales. Album sales will probably come up.
Do we
again.
have to recap this at this point, or we're going to wait till we get a little
Well, I mean,
closer?
we should talk about some songs. I mean,
We don't want to be
obviously.
redundant here.
But I mean, Nickelback's been around since 1995. Good Charlotte started in 1996. And it's weird to think of that because Nickelback, I don't know, just feels older.
Did I
than
have
Good
you guys
Charlotte.
listen to the Leader of Men album, by the way?
No.
Nickelback, like 1997.
You talked about it. We never did.
Breathe, Leader of Men. These are two strong songs.
Breathe
You
is
should
by
check
The
it out.
Prodigy.
So Nickelback has 19 top 100 hits. Good Charlotte has 8, which I was surprised.
Wait,
Charlotte has
9 or
8.
19?
19 and 8.
Okay, good for Good Charlotte.
Nickelback, 50 million albums. Good Charlotte, it's around 11.
Can I tell you guys one of my favorite Nickelback moments? It's not a great moment.
There is a favorite Nickelback moment?
Yeah, apparently in 2000...
Was it an overplayed moment that seemed good at the time, but now is really
No,
bad?
in 2002 they were playing in Portugal. I was not in Portugal this time, but I have that connection to Portugal. I lived there for a while. But you can see this video out there, but apparently the crowd gets unruly because they were playing at, I think it was a metal concert, and they were there, and the audience was not liking it. So they were throwing stuff on the stage, and a full bottle of water flies up on the stage and sprays him. And he gets, Chad Kroeger gets up the microphone. He's like, "We have any Nickelback fans in Portugal?" And they start booing. And he's like, "You want to hear some rock and roll? Do you want to go home?" Someone throws a rock, and you see it like bump up his hair because it hits him in the head.
Because it's a lot of padding,
And
though.
then he
He's
just
got a lot of hair.
then they just stormed off the stage, and that was the end of it. But for some reason, just "You any Nickelback fans in Portugal?" made me laugh every time.
Wow. Good. Some fun facts
That's
about...
kind of sad. That makes
It
me
is.
feel bad
Yeah.
for
I don't
him.
think they've been back to Portugal since then.
Probably not. So one of the band members of Good Charlotte was PETA's Vegetarian of the Year in 2012, and Lifestyles of Rich and Famous was on a PETA tribute CD. So that's
Whoa.
pretty big news.
Well,
and they were
but-
they were very anti KFC. But then Good Charlotte was used in Australian KFC commercials. And
In
so
2012 and 2013.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a conflict of interest because it's like no KFC
Interesting.
unless we're being paid by KFC.
Well, and the Madden Brothers appeared in an
sure Good
episode.
Charlotte isn't full
And
of
the Madden Brothers
sellouts.
appeared, and they're not Australian, by the way. I
No,
should
they're
clarify.
not.
Joel and Benji Madden appeared in an episode of Australia's Got Talent, where their act was eating KFC to set a Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, what happened there then?
I don't know.
I mean, you don't get PETA's Vegetarian of the Year for nothing.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's where they have a
it's so
Vegetarian of the Year.
random. Why did that happen? That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Look, I actually don't hate Nickelback as much as a lot of people do, but I love Good Charlotte more. Like, I legitimately
Like, you love
their
or like
songs.
them more?
No, I legitimately like listening to their songs, like
I vote for
The
Nickelback.
Anthem and Hold On and Dance Floor Anthem. I love Dance Floor Anthem.
That is a good song.
So I've got to give it to Good Charlotte. This is my vote. And you voted?
I just said Nickelback because now it's up to Kent.
Don't make me vote for Nickelback
know,
because
right?
I
That's just what I
am.
thought.
No, you're
Yeah.
about Good Charlotte?
Yep.
Yeah, they should be Good Charlotte.
No, they should not.
really
I'm
should.
very sorry, but I have to vote for him. Oh, we got to move it right along.
All right, for our next match, it's the White Stripes.
From Detroit, Michigan.
This is my favorite.
Oh, man. Versus Incubus.
From Calabasas, California.
This is tough. This is...
Should I give the city or should I just give the state?
Just the state.
No, the city for sure. That makes it weirder.
Okay.
So I will be pulling this throughout the show, maybe not in these initial rounds. I do have like YouTube views and subscribers, and sometimes I do have the monthly Spotify listens as well because we only had album sales, which honestly was really only relevant in the 2000s. And then in 2010s, people only stream music really. So album sales were kind of lost track of.
Yeah.
But the music's still big for a lot of these cases. So
It doesn't-
White Stripes.
It's not a very good metric.
Right. White Stripes, they have 311,000 subscribers on YouTube, even though they're not even a band anymore. And they have 185 million views on their songs.
Well, because they had was it Incubus the one that hadn't made an album for a long time? Oh no, White Stripes. White Stripes.
Yeah, White Stripes.
Sorry,
But Incubus had a 7-year hiatus from 2010 to 2017. So that's a pretty long time as well. And they have 642,000 subscribers and 533 million views on YouTube. Joel, I know you have a favorite in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one?
Yeah,
You
this is
clearly
not. This
do.
isn't hard for me at all. And I can tell you with 2 words.
Oh, dear.
Hotel Yorba. I love the song Hotel Yorba, maybe even more than Seven Nation Army at times.
Really? Okay.
But White Stripes, Incubus is one I have to continually listen to be like, who are they? What do I like of theirs?
This is really
It's
tough.
fine, but White Stripes, they had the look. They have such a unique 2000s feel, and they are literally like in that era of 2000s. They don't really extend beyond that because they're broken
Well,
up.
Jack
One of the
White
few-
does.
Well, Jack White does.
And his career is kind of transcended.
But
White Stripes music.
And even like the Fell in Love with a Girl, that music video was directed by Michelle Gondry, and it's like Lego animation, and it's just one of those really cool videos. If you haven't seen the music video for Fell in Love with a Girl, go check it out. It's a lot of fun.
See, I'm going to go with Incubus on this one because for me, they are more 2000s. Their music sounds like it belongs there. But I do think that like Morning View was such a great album for early 2000s, and it really just set this chill pace for the decade. Like Wish You Were Here was a great song, and
that's by Pink Floyd.
That is an album by Pink Floyd.
Drive
song.
is by the Cars. Love Hurts is by Love Hurts. Who's that by? I can't remember the name of it.
Incubus.
No.
Incubus, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about Stellar?
What about Dig?
Stellar's by Dave Matthews Band. Stellar light in my eye.
What about Animali?
That is from the soundtrack of Annabelle.
What about Pardon Me?
That is something you say after you burp.
Megalomaniac? We could do this all day.
We know a lot of Incubus songs, apparently. Thanks a lot, Kent. Although I knew you were voting for him because I remember last time.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were a fan.
A big fan.
Okay, so this, I just figured this out of my head. I am 50-50 on this, except one band has some nostalgia for me. And
crap.
That band sang Pardon Me.
Yes.
So this one's going to have to go to Incubus.
I knew as soon as we got to this one, Jacob was going to choose Incubus.
It's the right choice.
It's the wrong. You guys just bumped out White Stripes of the 2000s alt rock.
But we
Incubus
also
is
had
strong, though.
We had more.
What a joke.
The lowercase listener actually said Incubus should win. There were so many one listener that said Incubus should win this bracket.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know they still had those love.
Ridiculous. You guys just knocked out White
They
Stripes.
had a lot of the radio hits. And
that was a dumb decision.
Maybe you should listen to Incubus more. All right, next match is Avril Lavigne.
From Belleville, Ontario, Canada.
It just makes them sound so ordinary when you say
Yes,
this.
it really does.
Yeah.
Wait till this one.
Versus All American Rejects.
From Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Stillwater. I wonder where that's at.
In Oklahoma.
Okay.
So ever since dying, Melissa Vandella.
Listen to Baconsale episode 204, Illuminati Confirmed.
You knew this would come up?
Yeah, to see what Kent's talking
Her
about.
skin's different. Her jawline's different. Eye corners. Her handwriting is different.
Have you been in Hollywood? It's called plastic surgery.
Oh, no, but it's a different
Especially the
person.
handwriting thing. That people get plastic handwriting surgery all the time.
That's the thing now, huh? And then we have All American Rejects, who I think we all voted. I think they may have done a clean sweep in the last one.
No, I did Kings of Leon.
Oh, yeah, they were against Kings. Why?
I like them. They're good.
And by the way, Avril Lavigne has a connection to Shania Twain, which would put her through for me.
Is it the Canada connection?
Well, they're both Canadian, yes, but apparently, like, she covered a lot of Shania Twain's songs and really was a big fan of hers. And then, in the age of 15, she appeared on stage with Shania Twain and then ended up signing a record contract shortly after.
That's a terrible reason to vote for her.
I'm not voting for her.
Oh, okay.
Dang it! I just gave my hand away.
You're not going to vote for her.
No,
huh?
voting for All American Rejects.
Is it because she broke the heart of Derek Whibley from Sum 41 and Chad Kroeger from Nickelback?
Yes.
Married and divorced.
That's
to both of
exactly
them.
why. No, it's because of Dirty Little Secret, Move Along, It Ends Tonight, Swing Swing, the last song. Ken, I would drive and I would sing at the top of my lungs the last song all the time. I love All American Rejects sound.
But
I love
she has
the feel.
20 top 100 hits.
All American. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter to my heart.
Make it complicated.
It doesn't make it complicated because I feel like, don't get me wrong, I actually really enjoy Avril Lavigne's songs. But All American Rejects, that is college rock for me. That is one of the bands I find the most enjoyable on this entire bracket.
Really?
Whoa.
Yes.
It almost makes me not want to put them forward. Like
I know.
a Survivor
I'm
sort of
like,
thing.
That's what
man,
you guys been doing this whole show so far.
It's only two.
You're like, you like him too much. I can't like him that much.
Joel?
They also collaborated with composer Danny Elfman on Meet the Robinsons. And they covered Jack's Lament for The Night Before Christmas, which was featured on Nightmare Revisited.
Joel, save your facts.
He wants to tell you that he's going to vote for
I'm
me.
with you.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'll vote with you too.
Well, now you will. Sorry, Avril.
So our next match is going to be the Postal Service
From Seattle, Washington.
Oh, see, that's normal.
versus Train.
From San Francisco, California.
Okay.
Eh.
That's your favorite? Nope.
Wait, what?
That's not your favorite band. That's not your favorite band. Train's not your favorite band. It's Travis.
Unbelievable.
I do it every time. I don't know why.
Did you actually mean to do that?
No, every single time.
Messed up.
Like I saw that, I was like, why is he like mocking them? He likes
That's
them.
like a mom that gets the bands confused.
No, it's like mom saying, "Quit playing Nintendo."
They're both one word with like a T, an I, and an A.
No, there's a TRA and there's an I in there as well.
C.
Yeah.
Not
There's no
C.
C. There's
You're
no
being
C.
way too generous
All right,
here,
Postal
kid.
Service, Such Great Heights, District Sleeps Alone, Sleeping in Nothing Better, Brand New Colony.
That one
So
album, you know?
They
only
literally
had
only
one
have one
album.
album. Yeah. It was kind of funny.
It is a good album, but yeah.
Well, and apparently at one point, the United States Postal Service sent the band of Postal Service a cease and desist letter saying that their name was an infringement on trademark phrase Postal Service. After negotiations, the United States Postal Service relented, allowing the band's use trademark in exchange for promotional efforts on behalf of the United States Postal Service. So basically, they could use their music in their commercials for the United States Postal Service.
It's like, we only have music from 2002. Is that okay?
And then the post office actually sold Postal Service CDs.
Yeah. Whereas the lead
Very strange.
The lead singer of Train he is a member of a Led Zeppelin cover band, and then in 2016, Train did a cover album called Train Does Led Zeppelin 2.
By the way,
Kind of weird, right?
did you know that Hey Soul Sister is the most played song in Australian radio history
What?
and the most downloaded iTunes song of 2010 in Australia?
I don't even understand why.
Apparently they like Soul Sisters down in Australia.
They don't.
That song trended
Hi,
pretty hard.
Soul Sister.
So I can give some differences here. Obviously, the album itself for Postal Service is 1 million. Train had
10 million.
10 million.
around there.
You know, honestly, I'm going to go with Train.
You're going Train with this one, but the
Yeah.
the average Metacritic score for Train is 59 for all their albums, and Postal Service for the one album is 79.
I think that's fair. Actually, that's about right.
Because it was a good album. Postal Service album never charted, really. They had the dance singles, even though it
That's
doesn't
like-
really fit in the genre.
Right.
Well, I do remember a story about Train, whatever that guy's name was. Joel? No?
What?
Where he had... He tried
Sir
to get...
Topham Hat.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's Thomas the Train.
Yeah.
Anyway, he...
Very cross.
I know Calling All Angels is the unofficial anthem of the Los Angeles Angels baseball team.
Unofficial, huh? That's very meaningful. So... No, I heard a story. He had tried to get albums, and everyone was like, when he did like Drops of Jupiter and stuff like that, they're like, no one plays music like this. No one listens to music like this. We're never going to record you. And he ended up just recording himself. Something along these lines. I'm just like paraphrasing this story. And then that's how he got his start, is after like dozens of rejections. And I love that he was persistent. I love he stayed with it and that it worked.
Joel, you're going to have to go next.
Well, I'm voting for the Postal Service.
Just
Without a doubt.
by your heart.
By my
You're
heart.
going with a strong 34%.
I am, because this is the one where, once again, the Postal Service was... I remember a friend in Divine Comedy actually introduced me, Dave Hedegren. Thanks, Dave. Introduced me to the Postal Service, and from the moment I listened to it, the District Sleeps Alone Tonight, we're listening to it in his car, and I was like, this is a great song. And then when I listened to the poetry in Nothing Better, this boyfriend-girlfriend breakup story in song form... And then you get Such Great Heights when he says the freckles in our eyes are mirror images, and when we kiss, they're perfectly aligned.
Great line.
I love the way they write their songs. I love the way they came together. It's a one album wonder, and I'll vote for them with all heart.
So you're putting this on me.
Until the next round.
Train v. Postal Service.
Yep.
Oh.
AKA, very few people care.
And since so few people care, I'm going to give it to the one that I'll actually care to listen to. And also to be fodder in the next round, Postal Service gets the win.
Whoa! That's an upset.
Sorry, Train fans. Chugga chugga, you lose.
All right, our next match is Muse.
From Teignmouth, Devon, England.
What?
I'm sorry, did you say Tame a Mouth?
Tain, T-I-G-N.
That was my nickname in high school.
M-O-U-T-H.
Oh, yeah.
Because I
Teignmouth.
never kissed anyone, so I was very...
Tame
mouth. Yeah.
Devon, England.
Versus Three Doors Down.
From Escatawpa, Mississippi.
Famous for defeating Arcade Fire last round.
Famous.
Rightly.
Yeah.
So,
Still triggered.
Muse big hitter here. 20 million albums.
Did anyone care about that online? Arcade Fire Lizard?
Yeah, a lot.
Kent did. As so many different
A lot.
Kent personas came out of the woodwork. All his other
Still mad.
accounts.
Don't talk about it anymore, okay? Please.
I won't. I love the song Kryptonite a lot.
Still?
Like, still. I
You
still
mean
love it.
the song that I said last time Village Voice gave the 42nd worst song of the 2000s?
Yeah.
what do
Because
they know?
here's the thing.
A lot, because that song's terrible.
Muse songs, most of them for me, are an acquired taste. The first time I listened to them, I'm like, I don't know about that. But like
Because
after
it's progressive? Is that why?
like Madness. I remember when Madness came out, I was like, "What
Song's
is
so
this?"
sexy.
No, Madness is one of the quickest, like, catchy songs.
I hated it like the first time I heard it. I'm like, "What is this? This isn't a great song." And then by the fifth or fourth, sixth time I heard it, I'm like, "All right, mad."
Was it the same for
mad.
Supermassive Black Hole?
Yes.
'Cause at first that song, you're like, what? And then you really love it.
Well, an Uprising. I love Uprising. It's one of those big power ballads. And Starlight.
Starlight's where it's at.
Yeah.
That's like probably their most recognizable. Would you say
Yeah.
Starlight?
I think so. Yeah.
I've seen them in concert about 19
Which
times.
from ABC, who we talked
And when
about
that
on
song
80s.
comes on, you just hear those notes. Boy, the crowd goes crazy.
And they stole that. They didn't steal it. They sampled it from ABC. That we talked about our 80s
Yeah.
New Wave.
Well,
Yeah.
what? I forgot that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
I wonder who Kent will vote for.
I'm going with Muse, obviously.
You haven't seen Three Doors Down 19 times in concert?
he's voting for them
18
because they were
times.
featured in the Twilight Saga Eclipse soundtrack.
Oh, right. Yeah, those. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
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 Joel? All right, me? I'll go next? No, Joel.
I'm voting for Muse as well.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, good.
I love, like I said,
Good job, you guys.
I love Kryptonite, but I love more songs.
Let me do
by
my
Muse.
shout out right here, too, for Arcade Fire, Three Doors Down. I told Kent later, I listened to Arcade Fire in the 2000s, like at that time, and I didn't actually acquire a taste for them. They were okay, and but I never really listened.
But as you matured,
And that's what I think
Join
it
Me
is.
in the
It's
Sun.
more of a matured sound. And I went back and listened to them a little bit more, especially even after the show.
Why are we talking about this band? They're already gone.
I want to give them some
wild
credit.
card, they're coming back for the
You
last
should have
round.
given them some credit last time because Three Doors Down won.
Oh.
I actually spent most of the time listening after the last show. Although I listened a little bit as I kept going, I made the wrong call. Arcade Fire now.
Except for, no, this time it's Muse.
They still lost to Muse.
But they still lose. Okay, next round. Management
From Middletown, Connecticut.
versus Arctic Monkeys.
From Sheffield, England.
Where'd they get that name, Joel?
Arctic monkeys?
Yeah.
From monkeys that were in the Arctic.
Interesting. Fascinating.
Cold monkeys.
Fascinating
Yeah.
things that you can uncover.
I didn't look up that one.
So, Muggenmut, they were nominated for Best New Artist in 2008 at the Grammys, and they are an indie pop, synth pop band. Their average Metacritic score is 72, whereas Arctic Monkeys, their average Metacritic score is 78, and they are more punk and new alternative sounding, and some metal.
So Management, one of the things about them, I remember back in college days, there was a music video, early days of YouTube kind of stuff, where it was like the kids' Management video.
Right.
And it was a fan-made video by two University of Southern California students who did this video where they lip-synced to the song, and everyone thought it was the official video.
Yeah.
And then Management, instead of getting mad, they were like, thank you for exposing everyone to our song. Hey, why don't you star in our real video? So they had him later on in a real video of it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But the actual video of Kids by Management is messed up.
Well, the song, it doesn't really relate.
I love the song.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
what do you
probably
mean
the
by
video.
messed up?
I mean the fact that they have this little kid who's an actor, but he doesn't know he's acting. He's basically a toddler, a little baby, maybe between 1 and 2 years old, and they have these horrifying puppets surrounding the child the whole time, like basically showing how kids think of all non-mommy people as strangers and scary. It's all of them are like wearing horrifying, disgusting, like Jim Henson Dark Crystal type masks and like kind of
sounds-
coming at the kid. Right.
So anyone that's not their mom looks scary and freakish like that?
Yeah,
like
but
to
they're
experience
but
what
they're
it's like? That's
traumatizing this
interesting.
poor kid. It is, but they're traumatizing this poor kid. And they're like, I was like, they may have crossed a line here.
Yeah. So on YouTube, and this is just saying how big Arctic Monkeys is digitally in the past 20 years, like we said, that's how they caught fire. They have over 2 billion views on YouTube for their music videos.
Wow.
Megament.
Management. Just say management. People can get confused.
Management. They have just under 500 million, which is a ton, but it's a quarter of the number that Arctic
2
Monkeys has.
billion?
2 billion views.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll go first in this one
I
because
think Management would be the front runner here in terms of popularity.
No,
I'm just looking at the songs here,
because they're a bit
and I know
dated.
where Kent's
Arctic
going to
Monkeys
vote,
still
so I got
going.
to go opposite. I'm going to vote for Management because
Management.
because I feel like just Kids alone probably would have got my vote because I love that song as much as Kent mocks it. But Time to Pretend, edited version, also very good. And then Electric Feel. They have that, I don't know, synth pop I've always been a big fan of. And this
Yeah.
kind of borders that line of synth pop where I'm like, I'm into this.
Yeah, Arctic Monkeys beats them in every way, whether it's critical, album sales, singles on the top charts.
Album sales?
Yes.
I got around 7 million for Management. I got around 6 million for Arctic Monkeys.
They have 8 million with 20 million singles sold. 20 million. What's a for? It's a number, and it's correct.
I know, but you said every way, and then I just proved you wrong, and then you changed the subject to some other subject.
20 million singles?
I was talking albums, then you changed to singles.
That is what an album is. There's full albums. And
I was
EPs.
showing you that there was a place where they didn't beat them in every way, and then you repeated a way they did beat them.
That is the way they beat them.
Okay, whatever.
Jake, pick the winner.
I enjoy both of these bands. Management, Electric Feel, they have a really cool sound. They've had a lot of songs that I love to have. Honestly, I'm happy to have playing in the background. I enjoy them. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Can I ask you a question, Jacob?
Yeah.
Have you ever dealt with management or been in management before?
Migment, you mean?
I mean, in general, just the term management.
Yeah.
And they're the worst.
Migment?
Have you ever seen any monkeys in the Arctic? No.
But do you
the
like
band is a lie.
Do you like
Arctic
management?
Monkeys is a lie.
Wouldn't you rather be your own boss?
Jacob would
instead of
rather
having
be management. Jacob wants to be management.
No, I think
he doesn't want to be an Arctic monkey.
I like if this wins based on this argument, let it happen.
Honestly, I've always thought it was like management. It seems like a really terrible album name because it's like we're the management.
Yeah.
Like it feels like contrary to
fight the
everything.
man.
Like
Arctic Monkeys feels like your 1970s, 80s British punk. So fight the power.
Where did they get the name Arctic Monkeys from?
From the monkeys in the Arctic, obviously.
that's what you told us. Facts.
It's a David
I wondered if
Baconsale
Kent,
facts.
see, I wondered if Kent cared enough of his band to look and
It's
find
a
out.
David Attenborough special.
Joel, you feel strongly about this? I'm starting to feel like maybe you do.
I like our management word in Arctic Monkeys.
You have to pick a winner, Jake.
Arctic Monkeys have songs that I will deliberately want to find and listen to, even if it's only a couple that I'm like, I need to hear that song. So for that reason, it's Arctic Monkeys.
Nice.
I figured you always vote for Kent.
Oh my gosh. We're at this point already? This is going to be a long show.
All right, for the next round, it is 30 Seconds to Mars.
From Los Angeles, California.
And where'd they get that name? What the crap does that mean?
I know.
We talked
we
about
talked
it
about
last
last show.
show.
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah. But it's a whole Jared Leto, I'm being deep.
Oh, I
moment.
remember now. I remember
mythology and-
mythology.
yeah.
Still stupid. Thanks, Jared, for nothing. Versus The Strokes.
From New York, New York.
And also, they're just being insensitive, honestly.
Yeah, they are. Is that what it is?
Oh,
So
man.
30 Seconds to Mars does have more album sales. They have 1 billion views on YouTube. 30 Seconds to Mars
That's
has 1
because
billion
all
views.
the ladies looking at Jared Leto. Well, ladies and
honestly,
Kent.
that is.
Ladies and me.
Ladies and Kent are looking
And I
at
say
Jared
thanks a
Leto.
lot, Jared Leto.
I love it.
Strokes have just over 700 million views, so it is less.
I'm going for The Strokes.
Whoa, just like that.
I'm going for 30 Seconds to Mars.
Well,
Strokes. I'm sorry, Joel. They're just a better band.
You just marry each other. just marry each other.
We're actually living common law.
30
right
Seconds
now.
to Mars.
yeah.
No, look, 30 Seconds to Mars is great, but The Strokes, that album is so loved, and it is great.
Run away, Kent. Run away, or I'll attack.
All right, next match is Kent's favorite band in the world, I've heard, John Mayer.
From
Singer-songwriter.
From
favorite
Bridgeport,
singer-songwriter
Connecticut.
that has ever lived or walked on Earth, John Mayer.
Just because I came around to kind of liking his music, he's my favorite singer.
You
defended
changed
John
your
Mayer
ringtone to Your
so
Body's a
hard.
Wonderland.
You did.
Which makes it really
I got
awkward.
freaking quoted on Twitter for saying crazy things.
Is that why HR talked to me?
Yes.
Didn't you quote me twice on Twitter this week? Or
No,
last,
it was
that
just once.
week, whatever that
It
was.
was just once.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
Your Body's a Wonderland business, and you got me. I didn't get there. I
Your
didn't
Body's
get
a
there.
Wonderland, Joel.
I didn't. Hey, he said it.
Get to the next band.
Versus the Killers.
From Las Vegas, Nevada.
Now, before we go crazy, let's talk more about the merits of John Mayer, okay? In 2011, they found a granuloma on his vocal cords, and it took years and many surgeries to even get to a point where he could sing again. So he wasn't meant to actually ever sing again, which is really sad for a singer-songwriter like John Mayer. And I know the joke is, whoa, wish he never did sing again, but he's come back.
Good for him.
Yeah. So that's nice.
In March 2004,
Well, it's
John
like this
Mayer...
whole thing corporate guy.
John Mayer sued watch dealer Robert Marin for $600,000 when he discovered that 7 of the $5 million in watches he purchased from the dealer contained counterfeit parts.
What?
He dropped the action in May 2015, releasing a statement that asserted that research restored his belief that, quote, Bob Marin is an expert on Rolex watches and confirmed that Bob Marin had never sold him a counterfeit watch.
What happened in that court
I don't
case?
even know what you just said.
Because it's a nothing story from a nothing performer. Let's give it to the Killers.
Was he doing it?
I don't know. He
Yeah.
got counterfeit watches. It was a weird story that I went, why did this include some Wikipedia page? I'm voting for the Killers. I love the Killers.
The Killers.
Killers. I want to give him some love.
Yeah, although
He's my favorite singer-songwriter.
And that's the thing. It's like Killers have outsold him. So this isn't just a personal preference here. Just so you know.
John Mayer sold pretty well, though, as I remember. Was it like
20 million.
10 or 20? Yeah.
And Killers like 28.
That's it?
I know it
I
seems
do
low, doesn't
not
it?
believe these
Well,
numbers.
around
They were
around 20
Billboard
million.
top 100. Like,
Yeah,
just
but
like,
granted, I mean, if you look at YouTube and Spotify listens, it's so much more.
yeah, that's got to be. That's our numbers are stupid.
Baconsale.
Baconsale. All right, our next match is Coldplay
From London, England.
versus Death Cab for Cutie.
From Bellingham, Washington.
So Coldplay's numbers are astounding. They have 10 billion views on YouTube. They have 33 million monthly listeners on Spotify. And so some of the numbers are fuzzy, but they still have a popularity ranking based on that. 33 million. It's an astounding number.
Really is.
Death Cab, they have 111 million views on YouTube altogether.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
Compared to 10
that's
billion.
a shocking number. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have strong opinions on this?
It's hard for me because obviously Death Cab for Cutie spun off into the Postal Service, so I should show a lot of love to Death Cab for Cutie. Coldplay, however, they've got such a variety of sound going on, and some songs are much better than other songs.
It's almost become like background music, though. Like, don't
Like
you think?
Muzak almost.
I don't know what that means.
It's
but-
like elevator music where you're just like, oh,
Yes.
it's there.
Yes, exactly.
It's fine.
It just kind of feels like it's there. And there's exceptions to that. I mean, you bring in later albums where you know, like Fix You and these things that are interesting and
Yeah. Fix
meaningful.
You's a beautiful song.
It is.
By the way, Chris Martin once proclaimed the band Coldplay's music as limestone rock in comparison to hard rock.
That's
They're
so
not hard rock. They're limestone rock.
I hate that. I want to vote against him for that reason.
I want to vote against them because of Gwyneth Paltrow.
You
Honestly,
keep saying
yeah.
you want to.
Dude
but
must not be
They
right in
are
the head.
tied for the most records. Like, they're up there, 100 million records worldwide. They're one of our biggest people on there. I'm going to go Coldplay.
It is Coldplay.
It has to be Coldplay.
You jerks!
What are you
You made
saying?
me think you weren't voting for him.
Of course we are. It's Death Cab. I don't know who Death Cab or Modest Mouse is. I never know which one is
Oh,
which.
really? No, I like Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
you can understand what Death Cab is saying. He's just kind of whispering in your ear.
Yeah.
It's like ASMR.
Didn't you use a
for
Death
the
Cab for
alt-rock
Cutie
soul?
song in our Soundtrack and Feels episode? I Will Possess Your Heart. Wasn't that
That was
yours?
Jake.
Oh, was
I
you?
love that one.
Yeah.
But go listen. I mean, they've got Soul Meets Body and
I Will Follow You Into the Dark.
Soul Meets
oh,
That's
Body's
a
Wonderland.
gorgeous song.
Sure.
One of their lesser known hits, You Are a Tourist. I love that one.
That's a
Look
good
up
one, too.
You Are a Tourist
That's a
by
good one,
Death
too.
Cab for Cutie.
You should seriously listen to them. They're just indie enough. No one cares. No one likes them. You should,
Oh, okay. I'll listen to him right now.
I knew
That's
it.
all you have to say.
All right, our next matchup is the Shins
Who I didn't want on here in the first place, but they're from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
versus Jimmy Eat World.
Who I absolutely love, and they're from Mesa, Arizona. So who you guys voting for?
Look, seems to be a little venom here, but let's not waste any time. We're going to give this to Jimmy Eat World.
Yes, we will.
I do like the Shins, but
Wow. Yeah?
yeah.
You guys are great.
Oh, all of a sudden you like us now?
Give it a minute.
You're right, actually.
yeah.
Hey,
the Shins, I was
Jake,
gonna say-
we gave him one.
We did.
No, Shins is one that I do like some of their songs, but I just don't feel as strongly towards them. They never
No.
like were my band.
I want to assure you that if you have a road trip, it is great road trip music because it's just chill enough. It's perfect
Yeah.
for the open road, but still, Jimmy Eat World.
Jimmy Eat World.
Jimmy World.
All right, our next match is Audio Slave
From Glendale, California.
versus Paramore.
From Franklin, Tennessee.
Oh,
How many album sales did you have for Paramore again, Joel?
For Paramore, I had around 13 million albums sold.
Yeah, Audio Slave, I have around 15 million.
Yeah. I have around 10 million.
Okay.
I love how we keep talking about this number that means nothing.
Well, just basically saying who's higher so we can give some sort of opinion to this.
I like that YouTube. That's a good call, Kent. That's interesting.
Yeah, so YouTube for Audio Slave, they have 1 billion views. And Paramore has 2.7 billion views.
I wish we could have
Granted, more songs by Paramore, and they have kept going. Whereas,
Yeah, Audio Slave had 3
Audio
albums.
Slave ended in 2007. Like, Chris Cornell left the band, and they were actually planning to reunite right before his death, which
Oh,
is
really?
a bummer. Yeah,
That is a bummer because they're talented together.
yeah, it's cool. Like, Audio Slave is like this super group. Like, when they started, like, they were kind of put together, and the manager, Rick Rubin, said, hey, we got Chris Cornell. We should put him with your band. I think it would really gel. And they did their first gig on top of the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York. Like, that is
cool.
for any band,
Let's
right?
say, I mean, so Soundgarden, this is an awesome background. That's a strong band from the 90s.
Yes.
I love them. You get Rage Against the Machine. Really talented musicians. Like, these guys are cool. I listen to them both a lot. But honestly, Audio Slave connected with me more
Really, the both of those?
than both of those. Although I might have been more technically impressed with Rage, and Anyway.
Well, anytime you get Tom Morello playing guitar, you're going to
I mean, yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. Technically, there's not
But
really
with,
comparison.
with the beautiful voice
But
of
like,
Chris Cornell
oh my
instead
gosh.
of like the whine of Zach De La Rocha.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I brought an Audio Slave, like if I were to choose between those three bands, I would much prefer to listen to Audio Slave. And Paramore is cool. Like their songs, a few of them. This goes to Audio Slave.
Audio Slave.
Audio Slave.
Okay. Look, Paramore is fantastic for the time, and they're still going, and it's still great songs. Their
Well,
last
they're still
album
going,
came
but
out
it's like Haley Williams is the only one who's
It's
still
true.
going.
Yeah.
But their last album has some of their biggest hits too. So I mean, the success is still found. Whereas
Really?
a lot of these other bands, notwithstanding Audio Slave, which broke up a long time ago, haven't found that success in the past 10 years.
No.
But yeah, Paramore has, but not in our bracket.
All right, next match is One Republic
From Colorado Springs, Colorado.
versus Evanescence.
From Little Rock, Arkansas.
One Republic has 5 billion views on YouTube, and Evanescence has 2.3 billion views on YouTube.
5 billion.
Isn't that a ton?
But you said 2.3 billion.
Yeah, so half
That's
of
still-
the...
but
That's
it's
a
still a
ton.
lot.
It's a ton.
Wow.
Evanescence...
How many of that does not bring me to life?
Most of them are bringing me to life.
Yeah.
Evanescence means to disappear, and I don't know if that means that's what she's going to do from this bracket.
When she's going under.
But Fallen is one of the few albums to spend a year in the Billboard Top 50. Like one of the few of all time.
It's a really solid rock album.
But then we have Ryan Tedder, who is the lead singer, or the only singer for
Yeah.
One Republic, and he has won so many awards. He produced Adele's 21 and 25, which are fantastic albums, and they really broke Adele into the mainstream, and Taylor Swift 1989. So that's a huge
Dude is
producing
great.
credit.
Dude is great at music.
He also wrote Counting Stars while at a Beyonce writing camp.
What?
Yeah. He was at a Beyonce, like, you know how people go to
does that-
basketball camp
what
over
does
the
that
summer?
mean?
He went to a Beyonce songwriting camp.
Oh, it's not a fan fiction writing camp?
Yeah, it probably was.
Then Beyonce sang background vocals for me. That's my fan fiction. That's as far as it goes.
All right, I'm going One Republic.
Joel?
I'm going to go Evanescence. I'm thinking of just like which songs I like to sing to more. And don't get me wrong, I love going.
No one listens to
apologize.
apologize anymore.
Evanescence
still
only
like it.
has 5 top 100 hits, and One Republic has 13.
I feel like One Republic is definitely more mockable than
Yeah.
Evanescence. Like some of their songs
They're
are
also
kind
more
of
relevant, though.
But Evanescence, it's the whole moody,
What do you mean?
like,
Yeah, this is like this is Adele and Taylor Swift he's wrote for, and he's got albums, and he's got 10
he's super
billion.
talented.
Okay.
10 billion views.
Evanescence is like kind of this Rocky Road type ice cream with like, oh, there's this crazy thing in here that's kind of weird, but I like it.
Yeah.
One
A little bit
Republic's
of screamo and a little
they're
bit of
vanilla.
beautiful singing.
It's good vanilla. I like vanilla. I enjoy their songs, but it's all kind of like it's music.
I'd say, like, we've talked about The Fray. We've talked about all these bands like Five for Fighting.
I heard the One Republic and Fray were cousins.
Probably, because One Republic is like the nice sounding Fray. Like, I would actually listen to One Republic songs because there's like depth to them.
Yeah.
So I think that's like cream of the crop as far as that goes.
It's the cream of pop, honestly. Is
Yeah,
what it
you're
is.
right.
Yeah,
Totally.
rock pop.
Yeah.
And I hope he keeps going, but he won't go further in this bracket because Evanescence has taken the win.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a bad decision.
I love making these decisions.
Jacob's going to get back at you for that,
Oh,
Kent.
Jake, I'm sorry. Do you want to trade?
Hold on, I'm just going to see where Travis is on this list.
Oh, look, Travis, I can promise you we're not going past the second round.
All right, our next match is Maroon 5
From surprise, surprise, Los Angeles, California.
versus the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
From surprise, surprise, New York City,
which
New
is
York.
what you say when you're listening.
Why does everyone hate Nickelback when Maroon 5 exists? Like, seriously, Maroon 5 is like...
Which is the number one on our list. They have
should be most
120.
album sales.
Yeah.
They should be in the pop bracket, honestly. They don't even, like, it's
They-
only the first
they-
album that.
Yeah,
is
they
why
started
belong
out as
here.
rock, and then they got more and more poppy as it went along.
Yeah, they named the band Kara's Flowers after a groupie they all had a crush on. They're managed by Jonah Hill's brother. So, I mean, keeping it in the LA family, I guess.
Cute.
They have won a lot of Grammys. So 3 Grammys, 4 Billboards, 3 American Music Awards, and 4 Teen Choice Awards.
Maroon 5 launched a Snapple flavor named T Will Be Loved in support of Feeding America.
Again.
T Will
Stop
Be
it.
Loved.
Thanks for the gags.
I actually really enjoyed a lot of Maroon 5 songs back in the day. Their newer stuff, not as much. Every now and then, Adam Levine comes with something that I like.
Like what?
But I would never
What?
consider myself.
Do you
I
like
I
moves
girls.
like Jagger?
No, I don't
Good.
like that one.
That was like 10 years ago. too.
But I got to go with Yeah Yeah Yeahs. I love the sound. It's Blitz is one of my favorite albums. Top 20 favorite albums up in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
is that
interesting.
fair to say top 50. We'll say top 50.
Interesting you talked about Nickelback, another hated band playing in Portugal. So Maroon 5, they played in Chile.
Oh,
Chile.
yeah.
And so they started their concert 30 minutes late, and then they kind of just showed up. They didn't really perform all that well. People in the audience were just kind of booing like, oh, you're not really even trying. And then afterwards, people on social
Why don't
media
they
said
speak
the same
Spanish
thing.
in Chile?
Yeah, you're not really trying.
Say it in Spanish.
Nope. I'm not even going to try that. And so later on social media, Adam Levine said that Vina del Mar, where they played, is a crappy city. Isn't that awful? Like he didn't even give it his. He didn't give it his best.
But then they called him on it. Like,
Yeah.
you weren't even trying, and then he actually came out with an apology. Like, that was unprofessional. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Let me take my shirt off.
Yeah, he's a prima donna.
It was already off.
Let
me show you my new tattoo.
Let me put a
So-
shirt back on and then take it off.
So I made too many decisions. So yeah gets my vote,
Because you've made too many decisions.
and they get the decision.
Wait a minute.
Kids,
I already voted for them.
Yeah.
So you're knocking out.
You want to vote for the yeahs, who 1 in 1 million people know exists.
They have 3 million album sales compared to 120 million. I have no logic here. I just can't vote for Maroon 5.
3 million versus
Jake,
120
I can tell you why. I can tell you why too,
album
because
sales.
Yeahs, I feel like
Jake, I'm sorry.
Yeahs, I feel like definitely is 2000s. Maroon 5, they're still going. That's one of their downfalls. They're still making hits, and it's ruining their
Man.
legacy.
Well, here's the thing.
In the 2000s alt rock bracket.
The logic of this is stupid. In fact, I should change my vote because Maroon 5 has 45 monthly listeners
I
on
don't
Spotify.
even like Maroon 5.
Yeah,
You should
has 3
obviously
million.
change your vote.
Nope, heads will
One
roll.
Republic over Evanescence.
Yeah.
Yeah is over Maroon 5.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
You don't make good decisions.
Welcome to my world.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Jacob, who are you voting for?
It doesn't even matter.
No, it does.
I don't have to
No,
vote
it does.
now. I don't have to vote anymore.
So Jacob votes for Yeahs.
No, I'll vote for Maroon 5.
Okay.
Our next match is Panic at the Disco
From Las Vegas, Nevada.
versus Fall Out Boy.
From Wilmette, Illinois.
Good matchup.
This is a great matchup of bands I respect but don't like.
It's so true.
Yep.
So Panic at the Disco, really it's Brendan Urie. He's the only one who's really kind of gone through the whole thing.
Well, did you know he wasn't meant to be the lead singer?
Yeah, they actually got
Really?
a brother. It was like brother
Yeah, it was like,
started.
yeah, and then they saw Brendan Urie sing, and I think he was playing not drums, I think bass.
He was doing backup during rehearsals.
Was he?
And then they
Okay.
said, you're lead singer now.
And of course, he was like bombastic. He's a little bit like Freddie Mercury, and they're like, "Yeah, you're our new singer." And then you have Fall Out Boy, where the most famous one in the band is Pete Wentz, not even the lead singer.
Because Pete Wentz dated Paris Hilton?
He dated Ashley
Simpson? Is that what it was?
and he was on the whole band was on One Tree Hill for a season.
What?
Fall Out Boy was written into a season of One Tree Hill.
Oh,
also,
no.
when they first started, they said, "We are the Killing Tree," and an audience member yelled, "F that! No, you're Fall Out Boy." And so they changed their name based on the Simpsons reference.
Yeah.
And the audience member
Radioactive
basically
Man's
named them-
sidekick.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
So they were Killing Tree.
I'll tell you which way I'm going to vote, gentlemen, because it's pretty easy for me based on songs alone. But I'll say this: that Panic at the Disco, what's his name, Ryan Ross, that's who it is. Ryan Ross and Brendan Urie sent a demo to Fall Out Boy bassist Pete Wentz, and like kind of sent it to him to see if they could give him a chance. And Pete Wentz drove out to Las Vegas to meet with them, and then got them their start, helped get them their start.
Oh, that's cool.
So
That is
without
cool.
Fall Out Boy, there would be no Panic at the Disco. I'm voting Fall Out Boy.
Well, but remember how Fred Durst got a lot of these bands their start? You're
I
not
vote
giving
for
him any
Fred.
love.
No, but also I fully like Fall Out Boy songs more than I've ever liked any Panic at the Disco song. Not
What are you going to do? There's no
Some.
clearly disabled choice in this. There's not
I like how you're doubting
some creature
since the last
that doesn't
two
deserve
choices.
to live anymore.
Well, let me give a
for
fun
you to
fact
vote
really
for.
quick before
Yeah.
one of them leaves. So Panic at the Disco, Brendan Urie actually grew up LDS, and their first concert, it was at a youth dance. It's called a regional. And so, yeah, it was in Las Vegas, and he says, my mom said we could play because there was a youth dance. I grew up Mormon, and there's a dress code. You have to wear really nice clothing. So he said, guys, there will be a lot of cute girls and a lot of people our age, but we have to dress up. So they wore suit and ties, played at a regional, Panic at the Disco's first gig.
Wow.
Isn't that fun?
And now
That's funny.
he's spelling with Taylor Swift.
yeah. Ugh.
Spelling?
Yeah. Hey kids, spelling is fun.
Uh-huh.
That's their part of their song.
Well, Frozen
So
is really what I think of.
my vote is
Oh, yeah.
for the band. Like both of these bands are really quite tacky to me, but there's
Hey.
one. Sorry, but there one I actually have fun listening to, and they surprise me with their talent, and that is Panic at the Disco.
What?
Yeah,
Okay, Ken's voting for Taylor Swift. Mark that down.
I chimed in with the
Mark
Panic
that down.
at the
He's voting
Disco.
for Pop King over here.
So we have Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco. Jake?
Did you ever hear the first album from Panic at the Disco?
Is that the one with 9 in the Afternoon on it?
No, that's the second one.
That's the second one. The first one is...
I write sins, not tragedies.
Yeah, it's really complex lyrically, and it's kind of impressive, which did make me want to vote for them, but I really want to vote against Kent right now.
Wait, you're right. It is that comeback thing.
Listen to your heart, Jacob.
You know, I already typed in Panic at the Disco.
Because you just did
But
that.
hold on, I'm going to backspace that.
Are you really?
Real quick here. Backspace. Oh, Fall Out Boy. That's the winner here.
You're acting like this hurt me because I don't really care
I know
all
you
that
don't
much.
care. That's why they're kind of interchangeable for
So
me.
it's Fall Out Boy?
No, it's Panic at the Disco.
What? Oh, come on. What are you doing?
People are so mad right now.
No, Sugar, we're going down. Dance. The City Seawits Arms Race. Thanks for the memories.
5 top 100 hits for Panic at the Disco.
How many of those were in the 2000s versus how many were in pop years
Probably
later on?
10 and then 5. But they're a
9.
band that
Brendan
keeps
Urie's a
going.
sellout.
9 out of 10 songs from both artists annoy me. But
Yeah, I agree.
But Panic
Panic at the Disco is the annoying guy reading poetry in the corner. Fall Out Boy is nerd rock.
I know that's my English background. Is I kind of like the lyrical work he's doing. Yeah,
I hate Sugar We're going down.
I hate Jacob.
I freaking hate that one too.
Well, imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor. And
All right, next match.
to hear
Dashboard Confessional.
From Ratmouth, Florida.
What?
Boca Raton.
Was that Jake's nickname in high school? No. I'm Tame Mouth.
Is that better than Tame Mouth? Rat Mouth? No,
it's
that's
not.
worse. That's worse.
Sharp teeth.
I don't know why.
Little
that was it.
incisors.
Stop.
Okay, I don't know why I have.
We
that
got to
nickname.
move, boys.
Versus Sum 41.
From Ajax, Ontario, Canada.
We put Dashboard through the first round.
I'm voting for Dashboard
Why?
because I like them better.
Why?
Because they're better.
Albums, they're not better, actually, at all.
You're screaming infidelities now, Ken. I don't even hear
Are you doing this to go against me?
No, I would take Dashboard over Sum 41. I think he's a cool singer-songwriter.
What?
Yeah,
He's not
for
like
real.
the brother of One Republic guy. Sum 41 has sold 3 times the albums, have so many more Spotify listens.
I've never liked him.
Never, ever.
No, it's okay. I've never chosen to listen to.
Oh man, they're so fun and boisterous, and even though it's kind of tacky music,
It's kind of annoying.
yeah, I
It is
know
a little-
Joel. I know I'm looking at Joel, and he's going Dashboard too. I just got to fight for Sum 41.
He looks
When
like
they
he's peeing
tour,
in his diaper right now.
when they tour, it's
He's making a
300
face.
days a year. Like Sum 41 just doesn't stop.
He doesn't know what to do. That's so
Derek
funny.
Whibley almost died, and he still
did.
kept going.
Guys, why are you doing this to me?
It's Sum 41. It's got to be.
Why are you doing this to me?
Dashboard.
You got
It's
look, Joel.
Dashboard.
Why did- no,
remove
no,
your wife
guys,
from the
it's
equation.
Dashboard.
You guys.
Remove your wife from the
You guys.
equation.
My wife's ultimate favorite band is Dashboard Confessional.
Yeah.
I really like Sum 41.
Okay, can I?
I'm having a very hard time right here because I may be
Who
on
do you
the
love
couch.
more? Who do you love more, Joel?
No,
My
but-
wife.
But this is a funny story. This is a funny story. She said they only have to make it past the first round.
She did because she knew they weren't going to make it to the end.
Right, and they shouldn't have made it even. Come on, Joel.
Now, here's the problem, though.
It's
is
Dashboard
that,
all the way.
Is that Sum 41 was like that alt rock, the punk kind of alt punk thing going on when I came home from my Ellis mission, and I loved listening to them. And then Dashboard was one where I'm like, he's the annoying guy in the corner playing a guitar, and all the girls are surrounding him because he has the whiny lyrical. It's him
Yeah.
and a guitar. That's it.
He's a really talented lyricist.
But then I
Like,
saw him
seriously.
in concert, and he was really, really impressive. But I love In Too Deep. I love In Too Deep,
So
that song
good.
so much. I love Fat Lip as well.
Those songs are fine.
Can I tell you a
They're
funny story real
fine
quick?
songs.
I'm having a hard time here.
Let me tell you a funny story while you think.
'Kay.
So Derek Whibley from Sum 41, he and his girlfriend dressed up as Avril Lavigne and Chad Kroger for Halloween one year. Kroger later tweeted, "Hey Derek, love the costumes. We were going to dress up as you guys this year, but all the parties had celebrity themes. Ha ha." Isn't that so mean of Chad Kroger?
That's awesome, actually.
I'm having a hard time.
So that was your time to
Joel's in
decide.
pain.
I
Joel's
am
in
literally
pain.
in pain.
Joel, they made it through, and they're not going to win. Dashboard's not going to win.
Well, that's a good vote for Dashboard, honestly.
No, it's look. What if they make it through to
You
the end
might-
because
you
he's
might-
picking his wife all the way through?
You know what? They're the band that should win. Honestly.
They're not.
Yeah, they
have
are.
less album
They-
sales. It's just Chris Carrabba.
I'm sorry. Are you making the argument about album sales?
All
right.
right.
3
All right, all
versus
right.
150.
All right.
Kent.
All right.
You got me there, Jake.
Jacob, you have said Dashboard Confessional.
Yes.
Kent,
Sum 41.
you have said Sum 41. The only thing I can logically do is have you pick a number, gentlemen. 1 to 10. Between a number
This
between
is
1
not
and 10.
logical.
Go, Jacob.
No, you make your choice.
Go, Jacob.
I don't know what we're doing, but okay.
4.
You said 4. What do you say?
7.
It's Dashboard Confessional.
What was the number?
8.
I love that. You're gonna be roasted for that being your metric of this choice.
To be honest, I was actually leaning more Dashboard Confessional for a number of reasons, but mostly because Vindicated, wow, that's a great song. And associated with Spider-Man, which is ultimately 2000s.
Yeah, Vindicated is a good
Hands
song.
down, I think is a wonderful date song. Screaming Infidelities is one of those kind of weird, romantically bizarre songs.
It is.
But
It's in
man,
your
I love Sum
face.
41.
It's in your face.
I'm sorry, Kent, but
No,
Sum
it's
41.
fine. It's
really
fine. I
enjoy.
lost the number choice.
Honestly, you kind of had that coming.
You're welcome, honey.
Number of album sales.
And I love you.
You're like, why should that matter? All right, our next matchup is Travis
From Glasgow, Scotland.
versus Linkin Park.
From Agora Hills, California.
So before we just choose a winner here, guys, I just want to
Linkin
say,
Park.
I just want to say thank you for the last show. Jacob, thank you.
Jake, you?
Yeah, I didn't
Jake,
vote for
you.
him.
Well, Jake did because they did sell 20 million albums. They clearly had the album sales over Hoobastank.
Yeah.
And
Why
the
does
band
it
was called
always
Hoobastank.
rain on train?
Oh. So actually, that's one reason they hit it so big is because they were singing "Why Does It Always Rain on Me" at a huge festival, and it started raining, so the news reported it, and people went out and bought the album. They have sold 20 million albums. So much fun. I love this band, but I vote for Linkin Park.
Wow.
You have to.
You separated your head and heart there.
Yeah, I did.
You can vote for Travis. They're not going to win.
It's fine. I'm good. They got to where I
What
wanted
if
to
I
go.
voted for Travis?
Oh,
Hey.
that would be weird.
Pick a number.
Oh my gosh, let's never do that again.
It's basically how we run it. All right, so we have
protection.
Linkin Park for the win.
Linkin Park for the win. All right, we're down to the Sweet 16, gentlemen. It's our first match is going to be Nickelback
We're going to go faster.
versus Incubus.
Still going faster. I'm choosing Nickelback. I have no love for Incubus in this regard. Nickelback has songs I actually know and listen to. Hero, once again, from Spider-Man. Apparently, I'm influenced by Spider-Man songs. You're influenced by Twilight. So
Twilight has a much better soundtrack. Easily. Easily. Yeah, Incubus. 100%.
Okay, so I break the tie between Nickelback and Incubus. Kent, this is not to get even with you,
Oh, my word.
but I'm gonna go
No.
with numbers are gonna push this one
No,
over.
no, Jake. No.
I liked Nickelback back in the day. That
Stop this.
Silver Side Up was
Stop this.
a really good album.
Think about the listener and how, if Nickelback makes it to the third round here, if they make it to the Elite Eight here,
This is the 2000s bracket. This
Yeah.
isn't the retrospective bracket. This is the 2000s
This is like-
bracket.
in the moment,
could-
we were all singing Nickelback in the moment.
I wasn't. I had good taste and have good taste. Have good taste, Jake.
Jacob, he's questioning your taste now.
I know. Now he's just pushed me into
Okay, that's your
Nickelback for
revenge
sure.
vote. That's the only revenge vote you get.
No,
It's
that's
not
not a revenge
revenge.
vote.
It's not
Unbelievable.
revenge.
You're kicking out Incubus?
I prefer Succubus.
I like Incubus. I voted for him twice.
Yes.
This is what we mentioned last time. I like how we said it twice. He didn't
catch
check.
it.
Yeah.
So who do we have next?
Our next match is All American Rejects
Oh, man, this is going to hurt.
versus the Postal Service,
Oh, man.
Joel's Babies.
also known as the matchup only Joel cares about.
Why did I do this to
Children.
myself?
Joel
Why did I put them
has
farther
to take
apart?
out a child, take it to the ranch.
Why don't you guys take out a child?
All American Rejects.
I'm going to say
Just make it easy for me, kid.
No, don't, man.
Postal Service.
Okay. Look. Oh, man. Okay. You know what? I'm just going pure logic here. Pick a number. No, I'm kidding. No.
Again.
No. Oh, man. I love both these bands so much. But I got to say, the album sales are better with All American Rejects. They had more hits. They got more radio play. They had better impact. The performance and impact was better, which means personal preference takes a backseat. I'm voting for All American Rejects.
Okay.
That's what I did last time.
Oh, that hurt. I'm so sorry, Postal Service.
All right, our next match is Muse versus Arctic Monkeys.
So in defense of Muse, real quick, they did say,
In defense of Muse,
yeah, real quick.
Why are you in
because
defense of Muse?
You've been attacking them and the Twilight soundtrack, and they said, sure, there's a Twilight
they're
connection
against
with our music.
Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, well, hold on. I just want to defend them because you say,
I'll vote for Arctic Monkeys then.
so they say, sure, there's
And
a
I'm voting for
Twilight
Muse.
connection, but when you want to break into America, you say yes. And that's exactly what those albums help them
Say
do.
it again.
So when you want to break into America, you say yes. That's why they agreed to do the Twilight albums.
Oh,
And so, but this one is clearly Muse all day long.
so we all just voted Muse. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's Muse.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, our next match is the Strokes versus the Killers.
Ooh, this is good. To the
Stroke
bands.
Killers.
To the bands. Easy vote for me, Killers. The Strokes have one hit that I kind of like. That's the one. Whereas the Killers, they shape the sound of my college soundtrack. They're part of that group.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. Critically, Is This It is the more beloved album, and it is the number 199 on Rolling Stone's 500 best albums of all time. Whereas Killers don't have that, and that's pretty good. 500 best albums of all time. They're in the top 200.
Killers isn't in there?
Killers don't have that.
Well, then they're dumb.
Rolling Stone?
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes they make the wrong choices, but these are just the facts. But yes, I'm going to go with Killers.
Oh,
It's a
there we
sweep.
go. Killers. Killed them. They're the Killers.
It's late, everybody.
Killed them.
Usually he tries to go with the songs.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, next match. Coldplay versus Jimmy Eat World.
These are big bands going against each other.
But you love Jimmy Eat World.
Of course, I'm voting for Jimmy Eat World.
So
I
let
think
me.
that's pretty apparent.
Do you know why this band started?
Which
the,
one?
The Jimmy Eat World.
Uh-huh.
The guitarist's younger brothers fought a lot, but one drew a picture of Jim, so it's one of the bandmates, shoving the earth into his mouth with the caption "Jimmy Eat World."
But they have said if they could go back in time, they would change their name so that their acronym wouldn't seem so odd.
JEW.
Yep.
Oh, so we had JEW taking it pretty far. He's like, Jew makes it to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, some people writing down their bracket, they were abbreviating, and they was like scribbled out, like, "Oh, I gotta do that."
Coldplay, their band name was the Pectorals with the Z, so kind of like a Utah sports
Ew.
team.
That's disgusting.
Pectorals, and then Starfish, and then Coldplay.
Starfish makes sense.
Does it? I hate it.
Coldplay? What the crap does that mean?
It's better.
Is it?
Cold,
It,
kind of.
it means nothing.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at Jimmy Eat World
They're
here.
like, it's like random name generator. That's what they have there. And then they're like, I'll make it one word.
I absolutely love Bleed American. That album is so good, like start to finish.
Do you listen to him much beyond that, though?
Chase This
Yeah.
Light.
You
no,
do?
No, one of my favorite hipster moments, Kids, you'd be
Pain?
so proud of me.
Okay.
Is that when
Is
Jimmy
Jimmy Eat World is your hipster moment?
when Jimmy Eat World went big with the middle,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, this band's great. I really like him. And then they're like, I felt like a bandwagon jumper.
Right.
And then I found out,
Because it's a Provo soundtrack. Yeah.
and then I found out that they sang "Call It in the Air," which came out actually in the '90s, if I remember right. And I loved that song back in the day. That was like, I liked them before they were big. I liked them before they were big.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Did you say that out loud, or did you just think it?
I said it to everyone,
Yes!
and I will continue to say it to everyone.
That is a hipster win right there.
That's awesome.
Jake, what do you pick?
Why don't you go next?
Coldplay.
Why?
'Cause to make the show more fun.
Don't do it for that reason. Listen to your heart.
Would you vote with, is that your heart vote, Ken?
I mean, look at that. That's like 5 million album
you
sales.
don't seem to love Jimmy Eat World so much.
Not so much, honestly.
Here's the
I
thing.
think The Middle is one of the most overplayed songs. I like the song, but
It's
it was so
very
overplayed.
overplayed.
Well, it was
Very
overplayed because it's awesome.
But here's the thing, Ken.
the music video was great.
They have literally 50 songs that are great after that song. This is one.
I'm okay with that. I love deep tracks.
Yeah.
And maybe I should investigate them a little further.
Oh,
This is one of my favorite albums for deep tracks. Period. It will be very
Remember,
hard.
you're going against your numbers thing if this is what you pick.
No, so here,
34%.
So
Yeah, I know, but he
Nickelback versus Incubus. I really like Incubus. I
Yeah.
don't love Incubus. I just really like them.
Right.
And I appreciate them. Jimmy Eat World, I have listened to them. I have probably spent thousands of hours listening to them, Joel. Thousands. I love Jimmy Eat World. I could never vote against them. When it's against Coldplay, it's Jimmy Eat World. Is that going to be okay?
Yeah, but can you say amen at least and end that testimony? Because come on.
Hold on. I'm typing in JEW now.
No.
All right, our next matchup is Audio Slave versus Evanescence.
This is a good matchup.
Well, we know what
It's a
Kid's
really
going to
good
vote for because nothing can beat Evanescence.
I have voted for her a lot. Voted for her because it's just her.
Ugh, see, this is a more difficult one for me, oddly enough.
Really?
Yeah.
So Audio Slave has 7 top 100 hits. Evanescence has 5. Evanescence does have slightly more album sales.
Evanescence is a has-been joke. That's what they are.
Wow.
They are old. No one cares.
So you're voting for Evanescence, Jacob?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's time to disappear, Evanescence. Audio,
Audio
Slave
Slave.
for the win.
So it's
Joel?
down to me?
Well, no, we already chose. But what do you pick?
Wait, you both picked Evanescence?
No, we both.
Audio
What?
Slave.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Audioslave.
You both picked Audioslave.
Yes.
I'll vote for Evanescence as kind of a sympathy vote. because
Consolation, yeah.
They do feel very 2000s to me.
All right, our next matchup, again, the unbeatable Yes, who have made it to the, Sweet 16, I guess.
You just knocked out Coldplay, so I don't want to hear a darn thing from you.
Whatever. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah's over Maroon 5. Yeah, it makes sense. Versus Panic at the Disco.
Boo! Still bugged about last round.
Are you going to vote for Yeah's over Panic
Well,
at the
Panic
Disco?
at the Disco
Yes.
does have more album
Who
sales.
knows? Yeah's can do
Yes.
anything.
I am
can
voting for
barely
Yeah.
remember their songs.
I am voting for Yeah's over Panic at the Disco because I don't love them like you love them.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, that is good.
It's a pretty odd choice, which hit number 2 on the Billboard Top 100.
You're a zero.
Jake, what about you? Who do you pick?
It has to be Panic, I think. Like, just this logic. I don't love Yeah's enough to push me over. I like their songs. But Panic has the numbers, and if I don't have a deep sentimental tie or emotional resonance with the band, it has to be more numbers.
I've got more hits from Yeah's than I do Panic at the Disco. Ones that I like personally.
Yeah, there was definitely no
It
way
goes
there's
against-
more in reality.
Oh, I'm trying to actually play
Karen
the field
O.
now.
Karen O versus Brendan Urie.
I'm trying to play the field and see who could take the next band.
You're looking that far ahead?
Yeah, I am. And so I'm playing Survivor here, trying to take out the stronger player.
What?
Putting the weaker one forward.
What?
I know it would be wrong of me to go against the Yeahs because I've actually listened to them in the past 20 years and enjoyed them. But Panic at the Disco definitely has a legacy, far more.
Way more.
A legacy that has since been tainted by many, many years of bad choices from Brendan Urie.
It's still good songs. Their last album came out 2 years ago. Has some good songs.
It does. Look, Ma, I made it.
Yes.
Oh!
It's revenge, Jake.
Revenge? I don't care. I don't like Panic at the Disco. It just makes you look foolish.
Oh, I feel kind of bad because my kids are going to be so mad at that because they love High Hopes. That is one of their
a good
favorite
song.
all-time songs.
And it's
High
fun to play on
hopes.
Beat
Maybe it's
Saber.
because I've heard it so many times.
It's
that I'm
true.
like,
It is fun.
I'm
On the
done with
90-degree thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids.
Yeahs are really going to be in the Elite 8.
Yeah.
You guys are comfortable with that?
No.
Elite 8.
I am.
Yeahs.
I am. For 2000s alt rock, yes, I am.
You're sure they didn't sell like 12 albums and we're just voting for them here?
I'm sorry, everybody.
Listener, weigh in if you've even heard of them. All right, our next matchup is Dashboard Confessional versus Linkin Park.
Dashboard
Joel-
Confessional.
No, hold on, Joel. We'll just pick some numbers.
No. Truth be told, I was leaning more Dashboard Confessional that time, but I'm sorry, honey. They're not going further in this round for me. You like, and I was talking to my wife now. She's
He's
listening.
pointing.
Honey,
Wherever she
darling,
is.
love of my life. You like Linkin Park too, almost as much as I do, and we listen to them all the time, make out to them. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Which song?
This is how the kids were made.
Numb?
But I am going to have to vote for Linkin Park on this one. Based on album sales alone, they blow Dashboard Confessional out of the water.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh, Jake, you
Yeah,
messed up.
yeah.
I'm winding up.
All
I'm
right,
winding up.
all right.
And more songs. I like more songs by Linkin Park than I do Dashboard Confessional. So I'll take the first hit on this one. I'm voting for Linkin Park.
Jake?
Yep. Linkin Park.
Yes.
All right, guys, we are into the Elite 8 now.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's see if the Yeahs can be stopped.
It's basically the Winnie the Pooh of this bracket.
No, it's not. They're legitimately good.
Legitimately good.
I really do like
They are the
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh.
No,
Come on.
they're
They are.
not.
They're cute, you know?
Yeah.
It's cute. They made
Come
it this
on.
far.
Sweet.
Move along. We got a
Yeah.
show to go.
Move along. We are going to talk about that, actually, because it's Nickelback versus All American Rejects.
Oh, move along. I got you.
Yeah.
Speak to me.
Kent, why don't you go first?
I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give it to, I don't know what to do here.
We're ready, Kent.
Nickelback.
Why? Why?
To make you mad, I think. No, really, it's hard to say. I think I'm playing the field, and I feel like,
If we don't stop Nickelback now,
okay, truth be told.
Oh, that's not true.
Actually, I'm going to go with my heart here, not head. And I'm going to go All American Rejects because I do like a few of their songs. And Nickelback, I don't really like any of their songs. I don't hate them, but I don't like them. All American Rejects.
Isn't it terrible how you only remember the most annoying songs from Nickelback?
It's really too bad because
like when I think of Nickelback, I think of the most annoying songs. Instead of the ones that I actually enjoyed back in the day.
And if there are there are people that love Nickelback, like recommend music to us, I will listen to it because I feel like I need to give them a fighting chance.
The problem is every time I hear Nickelback, just like Jacob said, every time I hear Nickelback, I think of Photograph, which I hate.
Like those
that
lyrics,
song.
like you pointed out last time, it's like, Joey's head.
photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Like it is so lazy.
What's
lyrically.
on Joey's head? Why did I wake up in bed?
Hey, but I mentioned, and you guys haven't done your homework yet, but Leader of Men album, 97, 98, something like that.
Yeah, anyone but Jake give us music recommendations,
Really
and I will
enjoyed
listen
that album.
to it. Sorry, Jake. I just didn't listen to you. I'm sorry.
You're going down.
Yeah, so I'm also voting for All American Rejects. I gotta vote for them because it is definitely more 2000s alt rock for me than Nickelback. They're more kind of this.
What about the
How many
Spider-Man
sales?
soundtrack, Joel?
Well, okay. There are songs that were played way too much, and that's probably why I liked them less. I pulled a Kent there where they got so you couldn't turn on a radio without hearing Hero.
Right.
I still like the song, but I got sick of it. And that never happened with All American Rejects. I never got sick of any of their songs to this day.
All right, our next match: Muse versus the Killers.
I abstain.
Bum, bum,
I will not vote in this round.
bum, bum,
I refuse
bum,
to vote in
bum,
this
bum,
round.
bum. Then I'll vote Killers.
Muse.
Whoop. Oh.
So let's talk about Muse.
I thought for sure this was going to be a shoe-in, Kent. Why are you voting for Muse?
They've been alternative, classical orchestration, prog rock,
Joel's very
experimental
nervous.
techno, hard rock,
Joel's
rock
nervous
opera,
about what I'm
synth
going to
rock.
choose.
Look, I love both.
I got soul.
But if we're talking my second favorite band of all time,
I got
it's
soul,
Muse.
but
Second
I'm
favorite?
not
Second
a
favorite.
soldier.
You look past those
I got
singles,
soul,
and
Who's your
you-
first?
I'm
Travis?
not
It's
a
Travis.
soldier.
You've got Plug-in Baby, Butterflies and Hurricanes, Newborn is an amazing song.
Smile
Time is running out.
like
Knights,
you mean.
Knights of Sidonia. Think about Knights of Sidonia and be like, I am now in a fantasy film, and I'm riding this horse toward battle.
What do you guys think I'm going to pick?
I think you're going to go with your head here because you think most people want to see Killers go forward. And honestly, whatever you pick, I'm happy. I just want the choice taken away from me.
Joel? It's actually more Joel is curious about.
You look beautiful tonight, Jacob.
So a little bit of bribing.
Come on, Jacob. Come on, Mr. Brightside. Smile like you mean it. I remember I was going on dates. I wasn't dating, but I was going on dates with this girl, and Mr. Brightside came on the radio, and we were sitting on the couch, cuddling probably, I don't know, talking, and then like Mr. Brightside came on. She got up, walked across the room, and turned off the radio, and she said, I just think that's not a very good song. And I said, not a good song? She's like, it's kind of naughty.
It was only a kiss. It was only a
what?
kiss.
I was like, what?
I don't know why. I think it's because it's so emotive in some way. Like it actually brings out like emotions because lyrically it's not explicit at all.
No.
It's
Well,
like
no.
she's touching his chest. Like is as explicit as it gets.
was this Provo?
Yes, this was Provo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She also didn't like the movie Aladdin because she thought the parrot was too crass.
Oh, mercy.
Okay.
But then one of her favorite movies was Forrest Gump.
Please never reference her on Baconsale again.
Yep.
It's odd girl. Nice
Yeah.
girl.
No.
No, she was. You don't know her.
I've judged her.
Send her the way of all Nickelbacks.
Jake, you have to pick.
Oh yes, I am. I am picking now. Muse is,
I like Muse. I'm not going against Muse here. I'm just going for Killers.
and
Same.
that is going to be my vote exactly, Joel.
Killers?
I'm not
Killers?
voting against Muse. I'm just voting for the Killers.
My heart was beating just now. And I don't even care who. Well, I do because I love Muse. But Killers,
I
great.
love Muse too, but Killers,
When you think of 2000s, that's definitely one that's got to be there.
man, the Killers.
No, they're both like long standing at this
I
point.
know. Muse,
both bands are over
Muse has
20
that
years
thing where
old.
They are.
that thing against them where they've had so many hits spread across so long that it
So
almost doesn't
Killers,
feel like
though.
it's trapped in 2000. I know, but for some reason, 2000s Killers is like it awakens that part of my brain of like college days.
I like the last album from the Killers.
Yeah, and
too.
Brandon Flowers'
Yeah.
solo stuff, great as well.
Did you guys see his hand
Actually,
washing thing? By the
I don't
way,
love his solo stuff.
You don't? I like the synth stuff. So
Brandon, I was going to say Brandon Flowers did this thing where he showed how to wash your hands for the proper amount of time
Oh,
by
yeah.
singing the chorus of Mr. Brightside.
Oh, really?
And if you do that, then that's enough time. That's how long you're supposed to wash your hands.
That's funny.
wow, that was a big one. That was the biggest one I've seen
tough.
so far in
In
this
your heart.
bracket.
Tough.
Yes.
All right, next match is actually Jimmy Eat World versus Audio Slave.
And this is another one for me.
This is a genuinely difficult one.
I got to go Jimmy Eat World once again because that listening to Sweetness, I made up a music video in my head of what my Sweetness, the Jimmy Eat World song
Yeah.
Sweetness, what the music video would be, and I would perform it in my head, sometimes live action when no one's around.
Really? What?
I didn't admit that on the air.
One reason I love Audio Slave is because you have Tom Morello and the bandmates of Rage Against the Machine. But then Chris Cornell, there's some rockin' songs. I could talk
Yes.
about Cochise last time,
Yeah.
but they have like Be Yourself, I Am the Highway, doesn't remind me. And you're like, this doesn't sound like this crazy hard rock band, but they're still beautiful melodies. And that's what that band does so well. It's
true.
Also, fun fact. So one thing I love about Audioslave, Chris Cornell said no politics. And
Good
so,
for him.
Right, because you have the guys from Rage who are very, very political.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm more about the poetry than politics. And they were immediately headlining major music festivals. And then they were sent to Cuba by the Department of the Treasury, paid for, and they played in front of 50,000 people in Cuba. That doesn't happen. That is an iconic, historic
cool.
band.
Yeah.
I love the Show Me How to Live.
Yes.
I mean, like, the lyrics in that are just
But I have to admit,
so
I'm kind
moving.
of opposite Jacob on this one because Jacob mentioned how he loved Soundgarden and Rage Against the Machine,
Right.
but liked Audioslave either more than either.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I feel like Rage Against the Machine and Soundgarden were these sounds of my childhood, my teen
Sure,
years.
yeah.
And Audioslave never quite reached that peak.
For the college years.
Yeah.
See, I'm with Jake
never
on
quite
this
got
one.
there. But like a Stone, I love Like a Stone.
Oh,
though.
Like a Stone, so
and
good.
Original Fire and Cochise. I already talked
There's
about that.
so many. My heart goes with Audioslave. You're going with Jimmy Eat World.
Of course I'm going to Jimmy World. I
Jake?
love them.
Your heart or your vote?
My heart and my vote.
If you can, I want to say this, guys. If you want me to suffer more, you'd pick Jimmy Eat World because it's going to get just much harder as we go down the road.
I don't want Jimmy Eat World to go to the final two, so I can't.
What?
I just don't.
They
want them.
belong there.
Jimmy Eat World. They sold 5 million albums.
Audioslave,
Joel, we have a problem here.
15.
8.
Well, we have different numbers. Clearly, numbers mean a lot here.
Take the average 2.
We should just stop talking about numbers. Actually.
Probably.
Yeah.
But when you look, Lucky Denver Mint, Bleed American, Praise Chorus. Oh, Hear You Me. Have you not heard Hear You Me?
And this
That
is
song
all just that first
beautiful.
album, though. I mean,
Yeah, only the first album.
Authority song.
it's still the first album.
Get It Faster.
Love that song.
Yeah. Cheating Gets It
The
Faster.
only 3 albums, Audioslave, were all amazing. And they charted at number 7, number 1, and number 2.
Joel, we have a problem here.
What's that, Jacob?
You and I both really, perhaps even disproportionately love Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah, we do.
Should
Should we hold hands? No, we can't hold hands.
We might need to
Should
do
we
that.
fist bump?
Social distance. Social distance.
Finger boop. Boop. Jimmy World?
Oh, I just got COVID-19. Jimmy Eat World.
That's not how they want to be endorsed, but yay!
Well, I hope you survive this mistake you've made.
I really like him, Kent. I really, really like him.
That's surprising. I mean, you haven't said that before.
All right, come on.
All right, Yeah Yeah Yeahs versus Linkin Park. I'm voting for the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
No, you're not.
I am. I'm voting for Yeah Yeah
It's Linkin
Yeahs.
Park.
Me too. I'm voting for yes too, Jake.
Good.
What?
Because now Jimmy Eat World will win.
No, it's obviously Linkin Park.
Don't do that to me. My hands are under the table ready to flip it. I love Yeah Yeah Yeahs, but Linkin Park definitely should win this one. Jacob, are you really voting for Yeah Yeahs?
I am.
That's ridiculous.
Stop that. This is a crappy Final Four.
It's an amazing Final Four.
This is real crappy.
You mean
This
because the
is
Yeah
my
Yeah
Final
Yeahs and
Four.
Travis aren't there?
Yeah,
This is an amazing Final Four.
it's a crappy one.
This is a good Final Four.
Who's our Final Four, Jacob?
All American Rejects?
Yes.
The Killers?
Yes.
Jimmy Eat World?
Yes.
And Linkin Park.
I love this. This is my perfect bracket, guys. This is how I envisioned the bracket would be.
Do you see the power that's got to his head? We need to take him down right now.
I
No
know.
matter who wins, I win.
I hate this. No, we need to go back. We need to go back in time. Jake, I'll give you One Republic.
No,
One Republic
it's
going
done.
through.
What? Let me look.
No,
What would
come on.
happen?
Okay,
if you did
let's
that?
fight.
And then no, they still lose to Audioslave.
Oh, this is actually really hard for me now, though.
All right, our first match from this Final Four is All American Rejects and the Killers.
Oh my gosh.
I've had some fun teasing the All American Rejects. They are fun, but it is light alternative. They don't even really fit into any genre because they're just Sprite. Whereas we have the Killers, which are an amazing band. Brandon Flowers is so talented. That voice is incredible. Seeing them in concert is such a game changer. It's all the way the Killers.
Joel? Joel?
Jake?
Joel?
Jacob,
Joel?
this is not easy for me.
I know.
This is a very hard one
That's
for
why
me.
you should go next.
Because these ones, these are both really, really my favorite bands. Like I said, this is actually going to be very difficult for me now. I'm looking at their songs right now. I'm reviewing them in my head. I've got to give it to the Killers.
Oh, you just have to.
I have to. I'm looking at this and looking at these two bands and looking at their hits and just the sheer number of hits that I wrote down of songs I like of theirs. Killers is
So
there.
you are human.
Where did they get their band
I'm
name?
a dancer. Oh, the Killers?
Yeah.
They actually got it from a skit. From another band's music video. So they were watching.
Did you tell the story last time and I've forgotten?
No. They were watching New Order's song Crystal, and in the music video for Crystal by New Order, they have a fictional band, and on the drums it says The Killers, and so they got it from that.
Killers make it to the finals.
Jacob, who would you vote for?
The Killers for sure. I knew it was the Killers, and so I didn't want to take your pain away.
Like
honestly.
the All American Rejects is kind of like the little brother vote where I'm like, I love them.
Kent's right. It's Sprite for me, and like they're good.
Yeah, they're fun.
But I would like if it was Incubus versus
Sprite's
them,
good to drink
It would have
sometimes.
been Incubus. All right, next up is Jimmy Eat World versus Lincoln.
Can I make?
Oh my gosh!
Can I make a plea to you guys?
It hurts so much.
You want us to vote for Jimmy Eat
We
World?
could-
Remember your
Listen.
heritage.
We can make this Depeche Mode versus Duran Duran from our 80s bracket. Those are the two bands that deserve to go forward at that point. There's only one choice here, and I'm sorry,
Fine, I'll vote for Jimmy Eat World.
but it's Linkin Park. Think about it. Look at the
Don't
album
put
sales.
this on me.
The album sales alone are fantastic.
I'll vote for Jimmy. No,
No.
wait, I'm afraid to.
So hold on. let me give you this. Ranker.com, which is all user based, they're the number one band of the 2000. This is Linkin Park. 11 singles have reached number one on the Billboard Alt chart, the second most of any artist out there. They were rejected by labels 44 times. Warner Brothers, who produced all their albums, rejected
Seriously?
them 3 times before signing them eventually. Joel, are you okay? I feel like
That's
you're
ridiculous.
They
Their
were the,
sound is instantly good.
they were
Anyone
the
with ears
first
could
rock
hear that.
band to get 1 billion YouTube views. Nominated for 6 Grammys, won 2.
Yeah, you guys were.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about yeahs, right? Yeah, I voted for them.
And Linkin Park is the most liked rock band page on Facebook with 59 million followers.
Oh, this is hard. Wait, so Ken, you voted Linkin Park.
Easily.
Jacob, you voted Jimmy
I have
World.
not voted.
Oh,
I was
okay. Jacob, you want to vote? I thought you put it on me. I was getting ready for a whole
sure
thing.
Jimmy Eat World.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Their albums, Linkin Park's album, Hybrid Theory, number 2, Meteora, number 1, Minutes to Midnight, number 1, Thousand Suns, number 1, Living Things, number 1, Reanimation, number 2. Their albums constantly sold well. These guys are the 2000s.
This is not easy. So it's between the two of you. And this is not reflect on either one of you, right?
The headphones are coming.
You know that this is not
The
reflect on
headphones
you.
are about to be thrown.
Kent.
Hold on. Wait, I hope you vote correctly here, Joel.
I will. You guys, Jimmy Eat World is going down. It's Linkin Park.
Why even do that, Jake?
That was not easy for me. You guys don't understand how close that was
My
for
heart
me.
is right here in my throat.
These are two bands that I listen to almost endlessly. But when I think of alt rock,
You've done the right thing.
and I think of songs,
look,
I sing along to both their songs. I love them both
Because
so
you've
much.
done that, I'm going to dedicate this next week to Jimmy Eat World. I'm going to listen to them for the next week.
You should.
You should, because they're an
You
amazing
should.
band.
You absolutely should.
I will, because
Dude,
you
go into
both
the late
eventually
albums.
made the right
The
choice.
Futures go with Chase This Light. I have listened to Chase This Light. This is like 4 albums in. I've listened to it hundreds of times.
And truth be told, this definitely went into more logical realm because more album sells more albums that were
So Joel, you
successes.
actually made me pretty nervous. I mean, I would have said, okay, heart over head, it would have been Jimmy, but like the head part was just there was too much data saying Linkin Park, right? And so
I know, but I love Jimmy Eat World. I'm sorry, but yes, Linkin Park moves on.
Yep, that makes sense.
And we've gone from a mediocre Final Four to a great and the perfect Final Two.
It was the best Final Four ever.
for you, because you're
No,
like,
not ever.
All American Rejects was in the Final
history-
Four.
You guys know, in the history
That's
of
like
Baconsale.
when Thompson twins in the Final
No,
Four.
you guys realize in the history of Baconsale, I've never once been totally satisfied with the Final Four until now.
Again, to remind you, listener, the Killers versus Linkin Park.
Woo!
Now this
The
is
equal woos.
This is not easy. In fact, you want me to get us started, or you want to go through
Sure.
some data here?
Jacob, you know what? We've gone through a very long show. Not long as some of our other shows recently, but a long show.
So, all right, let me give my
If
spiel.
it's an easy vote for everyone, please be heard.
I can give some facts if you'd like.
Let's have a little warm up here for the finals.
All right, so Brandon Flowers was inspired to start a band after he saw Oasis. And he said, I want to be in a rock band, which I thought, okay, Oasis, showed up in our 90s.
I could do
one.
it better than that.
Kind of. And then he went on with the Killers to headline Madison Square Garden, Wembley, which is huge, and the Glastonbury Festival twice, which is 200,000 people. They've done that twice. That's not taking anything away from Linkin Park because they've done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Both bands are so incredibly successful. Linkin Park obviously has the sales by 4 times. I mean, it's a little bit nuts. Spotify, we have Linkin Park has 17.5 monthly listeners, still and they're not really coming out with any music, as we know. And the Killers have 13.5 million listens. So it's a difference of 4 million listens on Spotify.
Interesting. I'm glad you have some of this other data.
I'll go first.
Oh,
Really? You're just going to go? You're going to take that away from Jake?
I don't want to make that. I don't want to be the final decider anymore. Is what I'm coming down to right now. I don't want to do that.
I wanted to go first.
No. I'm going first.
I'm going to go first.
I'm choosing Linkin Park. Linkin Park. I'm choosing Linkin Park.
Oh, man.
And it's only, I'm looking at album sales here. They obviously sold more. I'm looking at albums here. There are songs by the Killers that I don't like as much. There are songs from I don't know. There's so many songs from Linkin Park I like. There's so many songs from the Killers I like. But Jacob, you're right. Hot Fuss really is kind of my album, like from the Killers, and I choose a lot of songs from that. Whereas Linkin Park, I have Meteora, I have Hybrid
Have you
Theory.
heard Sam's Town?
I have heard Sam. No, that's because I like the songs. But I'm saying most of the songs that I wrote here that I like are on Hot Fuss, and so I'm just going strictly on kind of logical here because I love both these bands so much, and I don't want to be the last one to pick. So I'm feeling Linkin Park.
I hate when you do this because I always have to choose the opposite of you.
You don't have to. Jacob could.
I have to every time. So Jake, you go next.
Wait, but what?
I'm not going to go. I can't go against you right now. Jake, go next.
You went with Linkin Park.
I did. I love Linkin Park.
Think about
I'm a
Brandon
little
Flowers,
surprised.
though, and the beautiful melodies.
and
but then you have Chester
Brandon Flowers
Bennington.
has so many good things. Yeah, Chester Bennington.
All
Was
right, let me
presence.
go for it. Okay, listen. So I got Linkin Park. I got their, what was their first album?
I believe it was Hybrid Theory.
Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
I got Hybrid Theory within a month of its release. Right. And I mean, this was a CD at that point.
But did you think it was a little tacky with a rock rap sort of thing?
That's what made it so unique sounding.
We had Limp Bizkit at that time.
No, yeah, I was going to say this is
Okay, they
this
did it
is
well.
Just
Yes, true.
That's what I'm going to say. Is this is right after Limp Bizkit? It was like, oh my gosh, it's like a professional went in and did this right, because it's complex lyrically, it's complex with instruments. It
gets the anger right.
And yeah, and like there's this whole angst sound, and it's not too explicit, and yet
Not for a long time. They
Yeah,
didn't swear at all.
and it's very emotive. Like it brings out a lot of things. It's all this stuff, and it was very cool. And I listened to it a lot for a few years,
Right.
and then I matured, and
Oh.
I stopped listening to them.
What?
I haven't listened to them for a long time because
Jacob, you should have such a fun run down memory lane.
I'm not 18 anymore, right? I don't identify with like so much of what they're like. Shut up when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And, it's like
totally dated.
It's super dated.
Right.
It's super dated. Now, on the other hand, I hear Hot Fuzz. I hear
Bones from Sam's Town.
and I'm like, these songs are legendary. They stay. They continue to be good. I continue to,
And they continue to make songs which lessens their impact in the 2000s, meaning that they're still stretching out their fame.
No.
Linkin Park is essentially
makes it stronger. No, it makes it stronger for me that they've continued to do this.
And I should clarify, you guys heard me before. I love both these bands. I'm
Because-
definitely not voting against
Because
the
Linkin
Killers.
Park, when they got to the end, he just starts doing duets and pop songs and things like that. Like that was the last thing that got released that I recall. You know, like they had gotten into an area where it had just become kind of Kool-Aid-y at that point, right?
Okay.
It was like they had a really raw sound. That sound went into pop, like Maroon 5, but like from a totally different.
Wait.
Hold
But hasn't
on.
the Killers strayed into that same area?
I don't think so. No, they have the exact same sound. They have the exact same sound.
Are We Human or Are We Dancer?
That's his single stuff.
And that was a decade ago. They have had some recent albums which have had
have,
mixed results.
And I've enjoyed them. I've enjoyed them. So for those reasons, because I feel like it's better lasting, I'm going to vote for the Killers.
It's on Kent.
I feel the ears of the listener judging me for what I'm about to do,
Don't do it then.
and I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
You should vote with your
But
heart.
when I say
You should
sorry-
vote with your heart,
Don't do it.
I actually am not sorry whatsoever.
as we've learned.
Actually, you could do either one, but I really want you to vote one way.
I genuinely don't know.
I
what he's gonna
really want you to
choose.
vote for Linkin Park.
No, you should vote for the
I
Killers.
like one band more. I truly do. I don't know if they're more talented, but they have struck me in the right way emotionally more. But the winner is Linkin Park.
I don't know how to. I don't
you
know
mean
how to
it's
emote.
a different one?
Yeah.
I don't know how to
You're
emote.
saying you like the Killers better, but you're voting for
The winner
Linkin-
has to be Linkin Park for the 2000 Salt
You like the
Rock
Killers
bracket.
more than Linkin Park?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, Sam's Town is good, but I'll tell you why the Killers lose, because Battleborn, not that good.
No,
Sawdust, not that good. Day and Age, not that good.
I agree on all those.
Wonderful,
counts.
Wonderful, half of it's good. Linkin Park, even though you're right, Jake, you're 100% spot on. I don't really listen to him anymore.
Don't ever tell him that. He's gonna get big
But you
head.
do, yeah, you're 67% right.
I feel so good right now.
But one more light. Even some of the later stuff by Linkin Park is lighter, but it's nice and it's beautiful in a way.
Yeah, it's nice.
Shadow of the Day.
But
Yeah,
it's-
Shadow of the Day is great.
But I don't know. It strays into just like pop.
So I will choose to listen to Killers more, and this is my way of saying, well, here we go. I guess
so you're
we chose
saying
the winner.
like to define
this decade
Linkin Park makes more
of
sense.
2000s alt rock.
The award I gave them is that this decade would not exist without them.
It feels right. It feels right to put them as alt rock because
Yes.
they were this alternative rock, didn't quite fit in the rock genre or the rap genre. They made their own way.
So that is our winner.
If you had gone Killers, that would have closed it. It would have been Killers.
It would have been Killers had I
Very
chosen
close.
the Killers.
Yeah.
But
No.
it wasn't.
I mean, if you had gone next after
Oh,
Joel.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So there you go. Let us know if you agree with our choice based on some of the brackets I've already seen you fill out. We're going to get in trouble here. But this is Bacon
Who
Cell.
have people been voting for?
And it's law.
Who do they
It's
think's
what
going to
we
win?
do.
A lot of them is anyone but Linkin Park. I saw that. Because they knew.
They knew. They're a powerhouse going into this. One of the biggest selling bands out there.
I think it's a mistake. I think it should be the Killers.
No, here's the thing. We put Nickelback so far ahead because the album sells and the success they had. These guys doubled that success. And they're a good band.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
deserve
that's
to
true.
be here.
Yeah. And they are alternative rock.
They deserve to be in
from the 2000s.
the finale. I agree.
So there you go. Let us know what you thought on our Facebook or Twitter or Instagram
Guys,
pages.
I'm like strained right now.
It was a tiring show. Whew.
Hey, sometimes people do have trouble with our decisions.
No.
And you don't
Bacon
think
is
so?
law.
That's a good point. Except I did have this one experience, and it was just this morning. So this morning, I come into my office, and on my desk is this really formal, kind of gorgeous looking envelope, right? It has a ribbon around it, and it's all like
That still
colorful
happens
and
now?
formal.
Anthrax.
I think they spent like $25 on the envelope, I think. And I'm not even getting, there's a wax stamp with their initials on it.
No.
Someone from the medieval ages, right?
It's seriously, it looks very nice.
Jacobus.
And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh wow, this is a really serious like looking letter. I wonder what it says. And somebody starts talking to me, and I'm like, I try to have a conversation, but I keep wondering.
You're focused.
I'm like, what in the world is in this letter? So I open it up while I'm having this other conversation. I mean, all this nice packaging, and it's got like flowers and stuff on it. And let me read it to you. Dearest Jacob, quote, all caps, are you kidding me? In what fantasyland, bizarro world do you live in where Chick-fil-A fries are ranked tier 3 and Taco Bell fries are ranked tier 1? 3 question marks, 3 exclamation points after that. I didn't even know Taco Bell had fries. I can't even look at you. I just can't. Who are you? ... Someone that I used to know.
Wow.
So she listened to episode 146, Lord of the Fries.
Yeah. Honestly,
I've recently heard
sometimes-
that too, that Chick-fil-A fries are good, and they're not.
No, they're still
really
not.
not.
No, they're very bland.
So you're saying people disagree with us, but that's okay.
But you know what? It is okay.
we're law.
Sometimes you'll lose friends, like I did today, where they won't talk to you anymore because
But you
of this.
gain Bacon Cell credits.
Yeah, so that's something.
Yeah. But before we go, we'd like to give some love to our patrons. In particular, the I Am the Listener crew, which includes Adrian Gray, Stephen Ross, Terry Finley, Crew Duttler, Braden Winterton, Chris Strout, Colton Cook, Jennifer Kokowski, Sean Sandquist, and, well, they changed their name again. Everyone should go be adequately entertained by a more civilized podcast.
Adequately entertained.
it's pretty good.
And then we have our Bacon Council, which includes Matt Smudro, 321. And then we have our Bacon Council, which includes Matt Smudro, Ryan Farron, Chris Anderson, Nicole D. Hill, and Reverse Listener. Thank you all for being patrons. And thank you to all the patrons. Even if we didn't say your name, we really do appreciate you.
love you.
We do.
If you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter, or you can find me performing with Quickwits. They perform every Saturday night at the Midvale Performing Arts Center. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
If you want to find me on Twitter or Instagram, it's at Kenny3DD. If you want to read my movie reviews for none of the new movies coming out, it's at ShowtimeShowdown.com.
That's funny. And you can find me on Twitter at Jacob A. Rogers, and Baconsale on Twitter and on Instagram at Baconsale. You can find our merchandise, tpublic.com/baconsale. A lot of really cool stuff there. Go grab some stickers and represent. You can support us on Patreon, as Joel's already pointed out. There's a lot of cool stuff there if you want to hear some random stories about earthquakes or dating or driving or who knows what.
So until next time, I have to say, guys, each one of these bracket shows we do takes me one step closer to the edge. And I'm about to break!
Baconsale helps again.
Sorry.
It's fine. It'll be okay.
It's not fine.
It'll be okay. You don't judge my son. We are sorry. Are we sorry? I'm never sorry, but I like to say sorry when I don't mean it.
Rule 1 of Baconsale: never trust Kent.
Wait, that's the grand rule?
Rule 1.
He just
Number
touched,
one,
like,
He
the
has
side of his
files
touchpad.
of our faces, Jacob. He doesn't. You notice he doesn't even ask us for pictures anymore.
I do.
You just put a period on never trust Kent. There's no like gray in there at all.
No.
Just black and white.
No.
Never trust me?
Kent.
Aw, that's sad.
That is sad.
I have so many pictures of you guys.
I know. Don't say it like that. It's weird.
Seriously, ones you don't even remember that were taken.
What?
You don't get Peter's Vegetarian of the Year for nothing.
What about pardon me?
That is something you say after you burp. Especially the
all those
handwriting thing.
things?
That people get plastic handwriting surgery all the time. That doesn't matter to my heart. That's not your favorite band. Trey's not your favorite band. It's Travis. I do it every time. I don't know why.
Nope, bad joke.
Hey, you guys keep trying. I'll be over here. AKA, very few people care.
Ladies and me.
Ladies and Kent are looking
And I
at
say
Jared
thanks a
Leto.
lot, Jared Leto.
I love it.
You know, you just marry each other. just marry each other. You
Don't
change your
marry.
ringtone to your
So
body is a
hard.
wonderland.
Our numbers are stupid.
Baconsale.
Wow. Yeah?
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Oh, all of a sudden you like us now?
Give it a minute. Then Beyonce sang background vocals for me.
I already wrote One Republic Day, and now I had the backspace. Thanks a lot. I think I spelled Evanescence wrong. What the crap name is this?
T will be loved. That was unprofessional. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Let me take my shirt off.
The logic of this is stupid.
It's not going the way I wanted it to.
Sharp teeth.
I don't know why
Little
that was
incisors.
Stop. I
Joel's
am
in
literally
pain.
in pain.
It's
really
fine. I lost the number choice.
Oh my gosh, let's never do that again.
Oh, my word.
We were all singing Nickelback in the moment.
I wasn't. I had good taste and have good taste. Have good taste, Jake.
I liked them before they were big.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Did you say that out loud or did you just think it?
I said it to everyone,
Yes!
and I will continue to say it to everyone.
That is a hipster win right there. Yes. Bubbles. Is that a yawn? Mm-hmm. Before the show starts?
Contagious.
I've had a long day. Please never reference her on Baconsale again.
Yep.
Odd girl. Nice girl.
No.
No, she was. You don't know her.
I judged her. Can you say amen at least?
I'm blinded by love.
Let's see if the IAS can be stopped.
You look beautiful tonight, Jacob.
Was this Provo?
Yes, this was perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love this. This is my perfect bracket, guys. This is how I envisioned the bracket would be.
You see the power that's got to his head? We need to take him down right now.
No matter who wins, I win.
I hate this. No, we need to go back. We need to go back in time.
Killers. Killed him.